So, Sarah, this is your first experience with the Change for Good model, and I wanted to kind of get an idea of how the month went for you.
Oh, wow, Stephanie. It's just been like unbelievable what has happened in 1 month. So, as you know, I had been dealing with migraines for the past 5 years. And since my treatment in December, I haven't had another migraine. I still wasn't well. And in January, there was so much going on. And I now reached a level of energy that I haven't had in years. So what I created for myself for the past month was that money would flow through me. I kind of had this scarcity thinking that there is no money to be found anywhere in this world, which certainly is just a belief system. But I made this creation that money is going to flow through me. And with Landmark, I created the money game that I need to earn 53,000 after tax each year to give away to other people $1,000 a month. So 53 weeks a year, $1,000 to give away each week. And you and I, we had a talk about it that we can also give away content that is worth like $1,000, like the eye training we are planning on. If you never need glasses again, yeah, some people might even pay $1,000 for a set of glasses. So if you don't need them ever again because you know how to train your eyes, I'm nearly done with wearing glasses. I'm almost good. So we created this. So what I managed with this money game that I created is that last month I did a fundraiser for someone I wanted to help. And I didn't manage the 1,000 a month US, but I managed it in New Zealand dollars for 1 week. And 1 week it was below the target, but as a matter of fact, I'm actually proud of how I made money flow. So it didn't flow in my pocket, it went right to the person in need, and it actually worked. So that was one amazing breakthrough. And besides from that, I have my profile on SuperProf for a long time offering my services as a teacher and nothing ever moved. I gained 2 new students, which is unheard of. That is just a tremendous amount of new students. So this is 3 lessons each week. I was put as a coach on a list of somebody who works in a hospital in Germany with cancer patients as a mental health coach. So once they start with this project, I will be pulled in to coach cancer patients as a mental health coach that are also in the conventional medicine system. So this is huge somehow. Then we are still not done. I'm dealing currently with a narcissist. And I managed to be so balanced and authentic within myself, like I have never been before in my life, that it doesn't touch me. So that person being an expert in manipulation is not able to manipulate me. And I'm happy. I'm focused on what I'm doing. Yes, there have been some points where I felt down and I reached out to you. You know that well, I think twice, when I was starting to stumble. But in each conversation, you and I managed to coach me out of that to now be fully empowered again. So this is another thing, and it still hasn't stopped there. So I'm actually simultaneous interpreter for the German group of Landmark. That means I simultaneously translate and live events from German to English or English to German. And I had incredible feedback. It's like I'm very well articulated, very precise in my translation. So that was another thing. And I started to use EFT basically daily, like a self care hygiene method, just like we wash our hands frequently. I use EFT and find it very powerful to just lift the emotions or free them, to not suppress them, and to get into a proactive state at any time. And for right now, this is probably it. I mean, I've been coaching you, I've been coaching some other person, and even that seemed to have been working really well. So, all up, I just feel like I'm flying. And what else I did is I wrote my to do list with everything that is unfinished, like unfinished communication, unfinished jobs. Past month, I created an entire web page. And normally I start to struggle when it comes to design. I'm not so visual. Well, I asked somebody close by, I just said, can you just have a look and just give me a little push in the right direction? The result I came up with. I'm really pleased for not being a web designer. I mean, I can do the programming, but you can even look at that website. So ours is going to be next, but it's just like it feels like this cannot be 1 month. And it was 1 month. So I'm so happy and I feel that this is changing for good because I have practices like EFT and regularly doing sports now. I even went to the pool before we met just to swim a few lanes. So this to me feels this is changing for good on a psychological, biological, physiological level. It's just on all levels. So I just love the changing for good model. It's working. How about
Perfect.
you?
I'm so glad. I'm so happy. I mean, it's so wonderful to hear the before and after.
Yeah, I just can't believe it that this is 1 month. Normally, I would have said that needs at least 6 months, but it was
Mhm.
1 month. Oh, yeah, and I filed a tax return. I was procrastinating, pushing that off for forever. It's done and dusted. Last year, I did it in June. Now I'm done in February.
Perfect. Well, I looked at what I've been doing, and as you know, I've been trying to work with my daughter's dog, who is a rescue, and he has cancer. Uh, the I took him in about 2 weeks ago, and the vet was saying, "Well, we need to start thinking about putting him down." Well, I took him to an alternative person, a homeopath, and he's doing well. He's happy. He's his cancer, his I've been doing three things specifically: showering him with love, finding um, all the different models of medicine that could target this, and uh, praying for him with the Garuda prayer. And he doesn't have his lump is gone. And
It's
so
amazing.
that is in just 2 weeks when the regular vet was saying, let's we need to start thinking about putting him down to yesterday for his oncology visit. So that's that's been going on for since January. Um, I've got I'm shifting from body, mind, speech to mind, body, speech. And it's a totally different framework for myself. So I'm going to be clearing out a lot of stuff and I'm getting clearer about what needs to go and what needs to stay and go forward because that's how I worked on myself so many years was with the body mind model. Now I'm working in a new frame with the mind body. So I have a friend that we're going to work and go to Toastmasters together. Um, she's researching different groups for us. Um, I have uh, been working with my mind with the frequency issues, and that has been so amazing. I've been working with you on coaching for some of my stumbling blocks, and that has been so helpful. I mean, I was starting to release, some of the um, things of my mother's that have so much sentimentality for me and things like that. So that was amazing. Um, I am focused on what needs to go. And the question that is really poignant for me this month that came up is what is mine to do? Not someone else's, what is mine? And changing for good is definitely ours. And some of the streams that support that. So that is that is definitely one of the areas. And then I have been working on spiritual focus and in particular working with the Black Garuda prayer. And that has been very powerful along with Sipigalmo, who is the Queen of the Universe. So, and I'm working with the Queen of the Universe and um, Sheriff Chama is helping me create my um, environment of for compassionate living.
Yeah, I just need to add one thing, Stephanie. And I love that changing for good method. But you know what I also believe is that if we wouldn't talk about it, if we wouldn't coach each other, if we wouldn't be our community in this, that I would not have had the breakthroughs that I had.
Oh, thank you.
Because I believe if we do it on our own, then we get stuck, then we don't continue. But if we learn to reach out the moment we get stuck and know we have someone to help us get unstuck, or just we know we have our regular meetings like today where we meet anyway, and then we either work, we coach, whatever is needed. But if it wasn't about that, I think it would be a lot harder. So I believe what we create about changing for good, that we create community and that we create people being able to buddy up with someone, to then have their accountability partner, someone to turn to, and being there for them once a month to coach them for free, to get unstuck, to get empowered into the next month. I believe this is very crucial as a part of the system of changing for good.
You're totally right, Sarah. And that's what I always felt when I was working on this process alone. I always felt like the optimum would be to have a community of partners to work with because someone is always up when someone is down. And to have someone to reach out and to help you course correct when you just need to be centered and focused and powerful and coherent. That's so important. And so you can touch base, get grounded, and go forward again.
Yeah, and
And
have
that's what
like
we're creating.
mhm, and like-minded people.
Definitely. Definitely. And a community of support and people that are working to be the most individuated, powerful sense of themselves possible.
Yeah,
And that's their prescription for health. It's not anyone else's, it's their prescription for health.
right.
Internally, they know what they need to do. And that's what whole systems is, and that's what um, the body knows where the mind where you need to go um, before the mind does. And it's so powerful to work with that and have it have your body, instead of being your enemy, your partner.
Yeah.
It's really, really helpful. And to expand that with other partners, such as you, it is, it brings tears to my eyes because we're creating what I felt was so necessary when I was doing this on my own.
So next new moon, we meet again.
Yes, the new moons are the beginning time. So every month there's a new beginning, and that's where we're working. And we're entering into spring. So we're also looking at what we want to plant seeds and nurture for our summer and harvest.
But thanks for that review, Stephanie.
Thank you.